Hey guys, so today's a bit more of a casual video. Obviously I've got my glasses on, which I don't normally wear because the reflection drives me mad. But I'm back with my February/January book haul because I didn't buy that many books in either month, but I've kind of merged it together and I really wanted to share them with you because there's some books that I'm really excited about reading. I'm just trying to think, I don't think I've read any of them yet, so yes. I'm gonna get cracking because I'm hoping this won't turn into a massively long video. First up is 3 Things About Elsie by Joanna Cannon. I've been eyeing this up in Waterstones quite a bit. It's on their kind of like buy one get one half price fiction alongside things like The Immortalists and The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo, is it? I can't remember exactly what it's called. Things like that and Normal People by Sally Rooney. So all those kind of like really popular fiction books at the moment, but I found it in my local charity shop. I love the cover. I think it's really, really pretty. Yeah. I will read you the blurb. So it says, there are 3 things you should know about Elsie. The first thing is that she's my best friend. The second is that she always knows what to say to make me feel better. And the third thing might take a bit more explaining. 84-year-old Florence has fallen in her flat at Cherry Tree Home for the Elderly. As she waits to be rescued, she considers the charming new resident who looks exactly like a man she once knew, a man who died 60 years ago. His arrival had stirred distant memories she and Elsie thought they'd laid to rest. Lying prone in the front room, Florence wonders if a terrible secret from her past is about to come to light. So yeah, I just think this is going to be a really, really good piece of general adult fiction. Next up is The Endless Beach by Jenny Colgan. I think I did a January reading wrap up. Last month I read my first Jenny Colgan book and I loved it. It was so good. It was such a like cute, comforting read, and I really think that's kind of like her genre. This one is about a little cafe on the beach and I imagine it's going to have the same kind of cutesy vibe to it. So this is going to be a kind of like, I've just finished a terrifying classic that took me 4 weeks and now I need something to kind of ease me back into enjoying reading again. That kind of book. This, I've got all the like price stickers on from the charity shops just because I haven't taken them off yet, not to be like, oh, this costs £3. This is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I've heard this and Normal People talked about quite a lot. I don't know what they're about, but I kind of like that sometimes to just go in kind of unaware. It doesn't have a blurb on the back, it's just got a load of endorsement quotes. So yeah, I will very much not know what it's about when I go into it, but as I said, sometimes that's quite nice. Right. This is Rivers of London by Ben Aronovich. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. This is a kind of fantasy. I've heard it compared sort of to Harry Potter, but I think that is literally just because there's wizards in it. This is what the blurb says. My name is Peter Grant and I used to be a probationary constable in that mighty army for justice known to all right-thinking people as the Metropolitan Police Service and to everyone else as the filth. My only concerns in life were how to avoid a transfer to the case progression unit. We do paperwork so real coppers don't have to. Then one night I tried to take a witness statement from a man who was already dead but still disturbingly voluble, and that led me to Inspector Nightingale, the last wizard in England. And that, as they say, is where the story really starts. There's something festering at the heart of the city I love, a malicious, vengeful spirit that's taking ordinary Londoners and twisting them into something awful, mannequins to act out its drama of violence and despair. The spirit of riot and rebellion has awakened in the city and it's falling to me to bring order out of chaos, or to die trying. This, I think there's like 5 or 6 books in the series. I had the whole thing in the charity shop when I went, but I didn't want to buy all of them in case I really didn't like them. But from the blurb it kind of sounds like an adult version of Skullduggery Pleasant, if you've ever read that. I loved that as a teen, mostly because his sidekick was called Stephanie, which is obviously my name, and I don't know, I feel like there's nothing better than like a badass character in a book being named after you when you're a teenager. But that was the kind of, I don't know, sad teenage life I led. So this is The Dead Fathers Club by Matt Haig. I was really excited to find like a brand new Matt Haig book. I've got How to Stop Time. I can see it in the reflection. It's way above me on the shelves. This is kind of like a twist on Hamlet, I think, like a modern kind of reinvention of Hamlet. and I read a lot of Shakespeare when I was at uni, so I really love kind of, yeah, like modern twists on classic books. So that kind of fits into that genre quite nicely. This is The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin, which is another one that I've seen in Waterstones and I really wanted to buy, but my friend really kindly gave it to me after she finished reading it, and the blurb says, "It's 1969 and holed up in a grimy tenement building in New York's Lower East Side is a travelling psychic who claims to be able to tell anyone the date they will die. The 4 gold children, too young for what they're about to hear, sneak out to learn their fortunes. Such prophecies could be dismissed as trickery and nonsense, yet the golds bury theirs deep. Over the years that follow they might attempt to ignore, embrace, cheat or defy the knowledge given to them that day, but it will shape the course of their lives forever." I always think it's a really interesting question whether if you could find out when you die, would you? And I don't know, part of me would never want to know, but part of me is just so nosy that I don't think I'll be able to resist not knowing. This is All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. I've read something by him, I think it's The Road, or is it On the Road? Whichever one of those is written by him, I'm pretty sure I've read. Or maybe I just have convinced myself. Yeah, this is an American like modern classic, which I haven't read obviously, and everybody always tells me to read Cormac McCarthy because he's so good. So this is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I don't know how to pronounce that, but this is kind of all over book Twitter all the time, this whole series, pretty much everything written by this author. So I thought I would plunge myself in. I obviously haven't read it yet, but I will do it at some point this year. I said, I think in one of my last couple of videos, that I really want to get more into fantasy. This is YA fiction. I really love it obviously, and it's got a kind of badass heroine, so that's what I look for, and yeah, I think it's something that's going to be really exciting to read. And I don't read very many series of books, so something I really want to get into, some that I can enjoy, and it's been years and years since I've like really loved a good series that I haven't read before, so maybe that'll be the one. And next up is The Muse by Jessie Burton. I've read The Miniaturist quite a few years ago. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago now, so I remember not being as in love with it as everybody said I would, but the cover of this is really nice and I'm willing to give it a go. I think it wasn't the writing, I think it was like partly my frame of mind, partly the topic I didn't really enjoy that much. So the blurb for this one says, on a hot July day in 1967, Adele Bastian climbs the stone steps of the Skelton Gallery in London, ready for her luck to change. She has been employed as a typist by the glamorous and enigmatic Marjorie Quick, who unlocks a potential Adele didn't realise she had. When a lost masterpiece arrives at the gallery, Quick seems to know more than she is prepared to reveal, and Adele is determined to unravel the truth. The painting's secret history lies in 1936 and a large house in rural Spain where Olive Schloss, the daughter of a renowned art dealer, is harbouring ambitions of her own. Into this fragile paradise comes two strangers who overturn the Schloss family with explosive and devastating consequences. Every time I read the back of a blurb, it reminds me of being forced to read a book in school in English out loud to the whole class, and you were desperately trying not to screw up any words so that nobody would laugh at you, and it's very stressful. Right, we're almost at the end now, so this is If You Could See Me Now by Cecilia Ahern. I don't really know how to pronounce that. I've heard a lot about her books, and I've had a lot of people that I trust with their book recommendations talking about how much they love them. So this was, I don't really know where to start with her. This is what I've picked up. If you have read a lot of her books, please tell me which ones are like the best ones to go for, because I really want to give her a proper try. And then this is the last book. This was actually sent to me at the end of June. It wasn't. This was sent to me at the end of January. It's called Marked for Death by Toni Kent, and it's just a kind of standard crime thriller. I don't read a lot of them, if I'm honest. I went through a big phase a couple of years ago where I read a lot of them, a lot of really good ones and a few not so great ones. But now I'm a bit more picky and I probably only read a couple every year, but I'm going to give it a go and see what I think. So that's that. I felt a bit off today, so I'm really sorry if the video comes across as a bit weird or a bit, I don't know, disjointed or out of place. I don't really know what's wrong with my mood today, but thank you so much for watching and I will see you again soon. Bye!